Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius and Anucauskas. Today's the 30th of October 2018. So, yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session. I do apologize for a slight delay here, as my colleague was doing his video before me. So, just kind of having a bit of here delay here from the normal start, but anyway guys, I hope you're well and I hope this day is going good for you. So we'll have a look at the charts, a few charts of course, but I believe currently are performing quite interestingly, if I can put it that way. But before we start looking at those charts, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay guys, so now then, let's jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on is the Nasdaq. Now certainly, as you can see, the equity markets are not the strongest ones lately. Certainly yesterday we saw a bit of recovery here in the index here, and as you can see, closed in the positive zone, but still kind of remains weak. And looking at this picture, looking at this daily chart here, we can see that the index continues to trade below this short-term downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 3rd of October. So in a way, since it started its decline here, sharp decline. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to still continue monitoring this one. As you can see, it managed to find a new good support level here for itself at around 65-75 zone, so approximately there. Now this could be our kind of gateway towards lower levels, but for now we're just going to continue monitoring this one, continue watching how it's performing, and for us to get more comfortable, let's say, with the downside again, we would need to see this one traveling all the way back down here, testing the this low here around the 65-75 zone, and then eventually maybe breaking it. Now if we do get a nice break here below that level, then yep, we could potentially kind of aim for much lower levels, like this one, the first one being good one, the 64.27 zone, approximately there. It was acting as a nice area of support here on the 25th of April, so in a way it becomes quite an important level to watch. But if that doesn't hold, well, we do have even a better one here underneath at around the 63.25 zone, which was marked here by the lows of April. So the lowest point of April here, the 63.25 area, approximately there, of course, could be our other next target here, if of course if the index decides to push lower here below the 65.75, or even actually if you want to be on the cautious side, you could kind of continue looking at this 65.40 zone, so approximately there. You could keep an eye on that one. If that gets broken as well, then yep, it could potentially open the path towards these lower levels. But if we're talking about the upside here, now certainly we would need to see, of course, a nice good break above this downside resistance line here that I was talking about. But also what we're going to be keeping a close eye on is this little level right here at around 6,955. Now a nice good break above that could potentially lead towards slightly higher levels, of course, in between here, in between the 69.55 and this next potential area of resistance at around 71.45 zone. We will keep a close eye on this 200 EMA here. Now this could potentially play out as an important line here to watch, because if it continues to hold, it continues to hold here near that 200 EMA and will struggle to overcome that 200 EMA here, then I mean probably could look bad for the index, and we could see maybe another leg of selling here coming in. So for now, yep, be very cautious and keep your eyes on this level first, on the 69.55, and like I said, a nice good break above that could potentially open the path towards higher levels. But again, if if we're going to get to this point, this is where we're going to reevaluate the whole outlook again, or at least for the short term. Looking at oil now, looking at this daily chart on oil, and I'm talking about WTI here. Certainly, as you can see, we had our nice break here last week, break of the upside support line taken from the lows of the 21st of June, and now we're still kind of well, it continues to push lower here, even though it had a bit of retracement here to the upside, but kind of never managed to test the this upside support line from underneath, and kind of pushed lower here, and now it's testing this low around the 65.75 zone, 65.75 zone. So this area here, as you can see, proved to be quite an important one when it came down on the 23rd of October. So this is the area that held the price from moving lower, but this time we could maybe see this one dropping here. But what we're going to keep an eye on here is the close, of course, at the close of the daily candle. And if we're going to get that close, then we could potentially aim for slightly lower levels. Now, of course, I do have this one marked here as the 63.65 area, being a very nice, good potential area of support, which was the lowest point of June this year. So, but to be honest, before that, we do have this other little support zone here marked near the 64.45 area, and that was near the lowest point of August that we had here. So in a way, this could be like our little pit stop here for maybe for the bears to recharge again and push it back down. But for now, of course, before we kind of start examining these lower levels, we need to see that close below this 65.75 zone, and at the moment it seems like it's kind of slightly struggling here, but nevertheless the day has not finished yet, and let's see how this performs, how this behaves today. For the upside here, for us to start considering higher levels, well, as you probably understand, we need to see not only a nice good move above this upside support line, but also a nice good move above the, let me just quickly adjust this here, above this area right here at around 69.70 mark, so approximately there. Let me just kind of put it nicely here. There we go, something like that basically, guys. So around this area, this could be our gateway here as well towards higher levels, where we could initially aim for the 70.55, but this area could be just a little pit stop as well for the bulls. But the main one that we're going to be keeping an eye on is the 72.45, which was marked here by the high of the 17th of October. And so in a way, basically, long story short, guys, for us it's not enough to see the move back above this short-term long-term, actually, the long-term upside moving, upwards moving support line, but we also need to see this nice good break here above the 69.70 mark. So keep your eyes on that one for now. Let's see how that performs. And but of course, for now, the upside is slightly off the table. Okay, jumping into Aussie dollar. Now this one is a good one, and I was talking about this one in one of my previous videos here, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this, and basically keep a close eye on this level right here at around 0.7150. Now we had a nice break here, we had a nice pop to the upside. Certainly this is the daily chart that we're seeing here, and the day is not finished, and we're still kind of trading above the 0.7150. Let's see how this candle closes today, because if it's going to stay above here, then there is a good chance that we could see a further move here to the upside, where we could then test the this upper side of the falling channel that the pair is trading in since around January time. So quite an important area here as well. Yep, so this this upper side of the falling channel could be something good to watch for us, but again, for now be very cautious. Keep your eyes on this 0.7105 area, and of course, like I said, if we're gonna get our close here on the daily candle, then there is a good chance that we could see this one traveling further up here, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So keep your eyes on that one. On the downside, as you can see, this pair kind of continue to hold near the 0.7055 area, approximately there, of course. So basically, in a way, this is going to be our guideline here for now. This is where we're going to aim then for the for a possible drop further. If of course we get a break here below the 0.7055, this is where we're going to aim for the possible test of the 0.7023 area, something like that, approximately there. As you can see, it was marked here by the drop, the lowest point that we saw here on Friday. So in a way, for those who are more on the cautious side, you could in a way wait until we kind of clear this area here, the lowest, or should I say the level here, the lowest point of last week. So if we get a nice move below that, then yep, this could be looking quite interesting for the bears, and we could see this one traveling lower here. And as you can see, I've got this level marked here, the 0.6970. now this level here, we can go back all the way here towards the lows that we saw around the February time in 2016. So quite an important level here. Maybe could be slightly just above it, but nevertheless around this area, the 0.6970 could be the next potential area to watch if we get a nice break here below the 0.7055 initially, and then the 0.7023. so keep your eyes on that one. But for now, judging how it's performing at this point in time, it's looking more bullish than bearish. Jumping into CHFJPY, now this is a very good one I wanted to quickly run by you, and this is what we're seeing right now here on the daily chart. So after a prolonged slide lower here that we had since the end of September this year, you can see that the pair is kind of trying to fight back here. CHF is trying to fight back against the JPY. In a way, this becomes like a battle of the safe havens here. So something for you guys to keep an eye on. This could be a nice possible trade. As you can see, I've got these levels marked here. So in a way, this is more of a longer term trading possibility. Basically, if this is going to move higher here, and we're going to get a nice break here above the 112.65 area, as you can see, it kind of continues to act as a nice area of resistance and support at the same time. So like I said, if we're going to get a nice break here, and especially a nice close above this level, now this is where we could then potentially aim for a possible test of the 113.65. But again, like I said, this is the level to kind of for us to get more comfortable with the upside. If of course we get a nice break above this, then yep, we could then aim for the higher levels here. But for now, we're just going to continue observing this one. We're going to see how it wants to perform today near the or around the 112.65. Certainly on the downside, we're going to still keep an eye on these lower levels. If suddenly this reverses back down and moves below this area here, approximately around the 112.10, now this is where we could then aim for the possible test of the 111.55. And actually, if this continues to roll over here below that level, well, I mean, this is not looking good for the pair, and this could continue traveling lower. But for now, guys, just keep your eyes on these two levels that I was just talking about, the 112.65 on the upper side, and the 112.10 on the lower side. So let's see how that plays out. Looking at the USDJPY, certainly this one is, well, if you see this, to be honest, this is a little bit annoying. I would probably put it this way. And as you can see, we had our nice break here initially below this upside support line, but now it's kind of then it moves back above here. So in a way, we can say that this line here is no longer valid, and what we're seeing here right now is we're seeing here a nice range between these levels here on the upside. Let me just quickly mark that, and the levels here on the downside. So in a way, this is what we're going to keep an eye on for now. So on the upside here, as you can see, the pair kind of was testing the 112.80 and the 90 levels, but as you can see, the bears managed to push it back down here, and now we're stuck here below the 112.80 zone. So in a way, what we're going to keep an eye on here, and now we're going to keep an eye on this little range here. So once we get a nice clear break and a close above this on the daily chart, now this is where it could become interesting. So if we're going to get a nice break above this and a close above this level, above this area, above this upper side of this range, then yep, it could be interesting for the bulls. We could see this one, them driving this one higher towards the 113.30 or 50 levels, but for now we're just gonna stay put here and just continue observing this one, because like I said, initially it looked like it wants to go lower, but as you can see, this is what happened. It reversed sharply back to the upside here, and now we're kind of stuck here slightly below this 112.80 zone. So let's see how that plays out today. And the last pair I wanted to quickly touch on, and that is the GBPUSD. So GBPUSD, not looking very promising here. As you can see, continues to slide lower. I'm sure to say just continues to slide and continues to trade here below this downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 16th of October. So in a way, until that line remains intact, we're still gonna aim for lower levels, and we do have a very nice potential area of support here at around these lows that we saw around August time. So basically the lowest point of August, and that was approximately around the 126.60. So in a way, this is going to be our target for now. As we can see that the pair, it's not really trying to even show any signs of recovery here or potential correction back to the upside. Of course, I'm talking about the daily chart here. So in a way, this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep on monitoring this level here, the 126.60 in the kind of near term, and see how if we manage to get to that level. For us to get comfortable with the upside, well, I mean, you could in a way have a look at, of course, initially start looking at the break of the downside resistance line, obviously that, but the one that you're gonna probably keep an eye on, is the level right here at around 128.65 area. Now this could potentially be our passageway here towards higher levels. So in a way, you could then target the 129.20 zone or even higher. But for now, guys, I mean, at the moment, looking at this picture, it doesn't seem very doesn't look very promising. But so yep, for now we're just gonna continue aiming for the 126.60 level and see how it performs there, if of course we get a touch of that level here. So but to be honest, this is quite an important level to watch, the lowest point of August. So yep, let's see if it actually makes it there or not. Okay guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and if you want to join me tomorrow morning at my Traders Espresso, and that's 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock British Summer Time. But for now, first of all, again, apologies for the late start, and yep, I hope you join me tomorrow morning. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye bye.